So this is Madhav here, and today's session, it would be a demo session. We'll be having a demo session basically, and this is more about the success factors learning management systems training demo session. And today we'll just have an outlook on what all topics that would be covered as part of the training and what the training will be all about. So you can also ask all your queries, that you have with regards to this training session. Okay. Now, before I get into it, it would be great if in case we have a brief introduction. So in order to introduce myself, so I am Madhav. I've been working in success factors for past 7 years. And I've been working in both learning management systems and recruitment management systems. Okay, and I've been providing training in both the modules for last 4 years. Okay, that's in short about me. I believe there are only handful of people on the call, so it would be great. Maybe let's have a quick introduction. What is your expectations, and in short about your experience? It would be great if you can introduce yourself. So let's begin with Brahmaya. Okay.
Hi, I am working as a web HR from last couple of years. During this, in fact, I do work as a techno-functional in time and payroll. So to enhance my skill, I thought, okay, let's add up success factors in my profile. For that reason, I'm just planning to attend.
Okay. So you are new to success factors. When it comes, you have already worked in ERP, SAP, ABAP, but
yes.
you're completely new to success factors.
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, and this is the first module that you're going to learn in success factors, right?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Karthik, can you go ahead?
Yes. Hi, Madhav. I'm Karthik here. And I have 1 year of experience in HR operations for campus recruitment. And also I hold a degree in master degree in human resource management. And I don't have any idea about success factor nor SAP. So I'm new to success factor, and I'm planning to take up success factor as a career, and especially learning management system and performance management. I want to take these 2 modules. So this will be my first module and my first demo session.
Okay.
So the expectation from demo session is I want to know how this will help me and the opportunities once I learn this module and get certified. That's all.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for the introduction. Sure. We'll discuss on all those points today. Okay. Next one would be Sai Velanki. Sai, you are able to hear me? Okay, if Sai is not able to hear us, let's go ahead with Vinita. Vinita Rawal, you there on the call? Hello, Vinita.
Hi, Madhav, can you hear me? Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, very
okay,
much
great.
louder. Go ahead.
So I have been working on success factors since last 3 years, and in my organization, we've already implemented success factors LMS, and I am the super admin. Like, I manage the configuration at the admin center. But what I'm looking from this course is basically to understand more as a consulting, experience. Like, if I need to be a consultant in success factors LMS, what type of skills and knowledge I need? Because currently I have from the end user perspective, from the client perspective, but not from the consulting perspective. So my expectations from this course is by end of this course, I understand what normally are the configurations that the consultants do at the provisioning level, and how do they go about when they implement the LMS in the client side. And by end of this, I feel that I have I have access to Learning Hub, but I'm looking more from practical experience. And as a trainer, you all can guide us and give us more skills on LMS.
Okay, fine. That's nice to hear. Okay, so Vinita, you are already a super admin in success factors LMS. So you are trying to get into the consulting aspects of it, like the back-end part of it. Okay, I'll talk to you separately as well, apart from this session, to understand a bit more about what that terms, because this is an admin-driven module. Anyways, by the end of the session, you will get to understand what all topics, as you will be able to correlate more. Apart from which, I'll talk to you separately what value add can bring to you through this training session. Okay.
Absolutely.
Now, next would be one last time. Let's try if in case Sai Vellanki, are you able to hear us? Hello, Sai? No, I don't think. Okay. Anyways, is there anyone that whom I have left? I believe I have covered everyone, all four. Okay, fine. Let's 1 minute. Okay, so since we have people who are new to success factors as well, let me introduce success factors to you. Let me begin with what exactly this technology is all about, what all the basics, from where, what is the origin of this module and all those things. Okay, firstly, to begin with, success factors is a US based company. Okay, it has origin since 2002. Okay, and even before SAP acquired, it was there. I mean, the presence of success factors was there even before SAP acquired, but it was not that greatly known, or not that greatly used by most of the clients around the world. Now, again, in the year 2011, okay, this was acquired by SAP in order to stay competent in the cloud environment. And then SAP started investing more, and as of today, it's been 9 years. They have been still investing, and they are introducing a lot of new features and getting up with upgrades. And this has become one of the famous HR cloud application platform, which is being used by most of the clients now. On a high level, the reason why people are looking out for more and more into success factors is because it has come into the branches of SAP, and most of the clients already know that famous quote or famous brand of SAP. So they trust the HR cloud application of SAP, and today more than 50% of global clients are using success factors. With there are some competitors as well, but having said, because SAP has its wide range of applications, most of clients prefer success factors, and hence the demand for this module is also great. Okay, now what is success factors application? What does it actually speak about? Now, when I say cloud application or a cloud platform, so what is the difference between cloud and what was the legacy system of SAP? Now, the legacy system of SAP is your SAP HR. So SAP HCM, or that's the legacy ERP system. And on a high level, I can say the difference between SAP HCM and success factors is SAP HCM is a on-premise environment. Now, what do I mean in layman's words by on-premise environment is, see, in olden days, not too old, you can go some 10-15 years back. So whenever you want to work on an application, what you do is you have this exe file. So people usually use the CDs and pen drives in order to install the application software. You first install the application software, and then after installing the software, you work on the software. That's how the methodology was there before 10-15 years. Now the term on-premise platform refers to this methodology. Like, you will have an application software. So the software needs to be installed first in your personal computer, and then you can work on the software. Basically, that's how on-premise, and there is no it's not like without the application being installed, you cannot work on the software. So that's how the methodology was there before. Now, what has happened? What is the advancement that has come in today's world with regards to cloud? Not today's, it's again cloud has been there since long time, but since when cloud has been adapted by most of the people is in, let's say, since last 5 to 6 years, people have been moving in towards cloud. Now, what is cloud environment? Now, cloud environment evades the software application installment. So you don't have to install the software anymore. Now, these days, it's just a web application. So you have, all you need is an internet, and you can access this web application from anywhere. And all you need to have is a login account, ID and password for you, so that you can log in into the web application and access the system from any part of the world. So there is no software installment, and you don't have to take care about maintenance and all these stuff. So all these have been moved to the product. Okay, the maintenance and all these things, backend things, are data backup and all those things is taken care by SAP itself. So as a customer or as a client, what you do is, all you do is only log in using your account ID and password and start using the system. So, and you can access the system from any part of the world. So that's the difference. And moreover, your server, the server is being hosted by SuccessFactors itself, and SuccessFactors has multiple server locations across the world, so that it allows you to access the system at a quicker pace wherever you are trying to access the web application from. Okay, so that's the major difference between cloud and on-premise platform. Okay, so any questions on high level? Screen not visible. Okay, 1 minute. I am not presenting anything much, but let me check. Is it fine now? Are you able to see my screen? Hello? Yeah. Okay. Fine. Okay. Any questions with regards to what the high level statement which I have made?
No questions.
Okay. Because I just have few pressures, that's why I just made this basic thing also. Okay. Now coming to success factors. First of all, again, to go more in depth, what does the success factors offer? Success factors offers a solution for all your HR applications. So it is not meant for any other business vertical of a client. It is only meant for your HR based, application, HR based, modules. You can say modules. You can say it will address all the HR modules within any organization. Now, what all those HR modules that success factors will offer solution for? Now, if you see in front of your screen, these are all the modules. Okay, so even before I go into explaining this, so you'll have to also understand one more thing, that success factors itself is not a product on its own. Okay, now how was success factors formed? So going a bit into olden days, so you'll have to understand that success factors itself was a product which was formed by acquiring a lot of other companies. Okay, like the module that we are going to discuss, learning management system itself was not a product of success factors. So they acquired a company called Plateau Systems, and still the platform is the base screens and all those things are with the Plateau base screens. But anyway, success factors has upgraded. They have come up with new SF screens, which is yet to release, which is, I mean, they just released it this release, but yes, it is not that greatly being launched into client environments. Okay, but having said, yeah, since till before April of this year, you had only Plateau based screens available in the client environments and the demo environments. Okay, Now, what you have to know is this is again a third-party system. So you'll have to understand this is not an inbuilt system within SuccessFactors. So basically, from a learning management system perspective, you will have to do an integration as well. We will see all those aspects. How will you integrate SuccessFactors with learning management systems? Okay. So learning management system, this is separate third-party system which you will integrate. Anyways, before going into that particular aspect, and I just wanted to say you that SuccessFactors itself is a product which was formed by acquiring a lot of different companies for each of the different HR solutions. Like in recruitment also it was like that, and onboarding, yes, jam, yes. So most of the modules were like formed by acquiring different products. And the evergreen module, I can say, with regards to SuccessFactors, and the major reason of success was performance and goal management. Okay, I wouldn't say with regards to job opportunities or the demand in the market, but I would say one thing is the module which has been liked by most of the clients, and the module which had perfect answers to most of the questions or challenges faced by the organizations in terms of HR modules is performance and goal management. This, that particular module, that is performance and goal management of SuccessFactors, did serve the needs of most of the organizations. So that's the evergreen module, I would say. But having said, other modules are also marching towards it, because SuccessFactors is launching upgrades day-to-day basis, and they are trying to address most of the issues raised by the organizations. Okay, now to begin with Employee Central. What is Employee Central module? Okay, Employee Central module. So each module on a high level, I'm going to speak what is the technical prospects and the functional prospects of it. Okay, where your technical prospect speaks about the back-end coding, consulting, and provisioning. We'll speak what is provisioning also. So all those things. And from a consultant perspective, that is from an implementation consultant perspective, and from a functional perspective, that is for an end user or the client side, what all features are available, and how difficult it is, or how complex it is, from both the aspects. Now, from Employee Central perspective, so technically speaking, this module was earlier based on XML codings, and this module is based into a lot of forms. This is basically a data collection module, you can say. This speaks about more about collection of employee data, or storing employee data, both from organization perspective and personal perspective. So SAP HCM, you would have seen there's something called as personal administration and organization management. The famous words we use like OMPA. So OMPA module of SAP HCM. So based on that, concepts, your Employee Central, has been built. So Employee Central will have, technically speaking, you will have a lot of forms being configured in the backend, and you will write a lot of business rules in order to automate a lot of things in the system. And it is one of the complex module, I would say, with regards to of all the SuccessFactors, and it is the core module which speaks to all the other modules in SuccessFactors. Okay, technically, yes, this is bit competent, and you'll have to be good in writing business rules. You'll have to be good in writing data, how to capture all the data of the organizations, and you'll have to be good in time, attendance, and the position of chart. So there are a lot of concepts, and most importantly, from a SuccessFactors terminology, we have something called as business objects. So MDF, business objects, all of that you will have to be strong in terms of configuration. Now, this all is all this which I spoke is from technical perspective, which it would be very difficult in case you are a fresher for you to understand. Now, functional perspective, what is it? So functionally, what is this module is all about? This you might be able to understand or correlate. So this module speaks more about collection of the employee data. So collecting your personal data or storing your personal. Every company will have to have all the information about the employee who joined their organization, right? So it can be their personal data like first name, last name, email address, education qualification, past work experience, language proficiency. So all of this information you would store, and your HR will keep updating your data if there is any changes. And also company related data. So which division, department, or location, legal entity, which company, sub let's say if you have multiple businesses running, which particular business you're working for, and all other your salary information, your grade information. So mostly this captures about both data related to personal aspects as well as towards company aspects. Okay, and that's more about your employee central. Okay, and what I said is very less about employee central, but this is a very vast module, and this is one of the core module in success factors. It's one of the core and vast module in success factors. Okay, now coming on to performance and goal management. So this is again a core module of success factors, and this is a evergreen module of success factors. The major reason for behind the success of success factors as a product itself is performance and goal management. People do like this product just because of this module specifically, I would say. Okay. Now, technically speaking, what is performance and goal management from a technical aspect is, so you have all the performance-based forms that you will configure. So it's basically you can say it as an online form. So which will capture all the information about your performance objectives, performance ratings being decided, and which would be routed back and forth. It's basically a form which will have all the information about the employee's performance objectives set for the current financial year, and what he has achieved in the current financial year, and what rating would be given by this manager or the HR for the financial year based on his performance. Okay, and you will also have a route map, we call it as, or you can say various steps involved. Like let's say your performance being rated by your immediate manager or your matrix manager or the manager under which you work, do some work, any project work, or your HR finally who decides the rating. So these people will together be there in sequential steps, and you will also be part of the discussion. And so you will basically configure a route map. So there are two things. One is the form, that is which will consist of all the information, and the route map, which is nothing but the sequence or the hierarchy of the people with whom you will do the discussion, and the form will get routed between multiple users, your manager, HR, and yourself. And then finally the output of it is each employee will get a rating. Okay, each employee will get a performance rating based on their performance. That's the output of this entire module itself. Okay, a lot of methodologies used for implementing this performance management. Again, goal management is again extended version of it. Setting up of your financial goals. It can be your company goals. It can be the goals coming from your manager. It can be your personal goals, self goals. So, or it can be a certain goals which is regard to your career development. So all these goals you set up for the next financial year, and you have an option to keep a track of all the financial goals throughout the financial year as well. Again, technically, this module also has an form that which needs to be configured in the backend, and this form will speak about all the information about your various type of goals or objectives that you will have to complete, where you can key in all the goals along with the percentage that needs to be achieved, and can be kept track, and also a route map, who will be monitoring all these goals, maybe your manager or your HR again. So you have here also a route map and a form based environment. Okay, now coming on to any questions as of now? So if there is no questions, I will go ahead. Okay, now recruitment management. Now recruitment management. So most of us being working as part of the HR professional, we'll be knowing this, this terminology. So this is mostly your talent acquisition, or you can say the hiring of new talents within the organization. Okay. Now, technically, this module is challenging next to Employee Central, because there is a lot of scope with regards to XML coding, from a technical perspective. So whatever the forms that here again, it's a form-based environment, just like your performance. But yes, here things are pretty different. So you will be configuring all your XML templates. So what is recruitment? Basically, recruitment, you will have a job opening with an organization, and the job opening, you will look for candidates, for the job opening. You will schedule the interview process, and people undergo interview process, and people who clear all the rounds of interview, you will negotiate salary and offer them, and finally hire them within the organization. Okay, basically this is the high level understanding of recruitment for a fresher. Okay, now technically speaking, yes, we have XMLs for certain things like your creation of your job opening, your job requisition templates, and you have XML for capturing the candidate database, that is the candidate profiles, and you have XMLs for application of the candidate. Whenever candidates apply for a job, you have an XML, and then with salary negotiation, you have an XML there as well. So there are a lot of XMLs. The scope for technical coding is quite big in this module. Okay, but again, it's very generic and basic XML coding. It's not quite complex. It's quite easy only. And yeah, functionally, you all know what is recruitment, as I have explained. That's what is recruitment management is all about. And recruitment marketing is nothing but a extended career site. See, even recruitment management has a basic career site. Career site is nothing but the place where you post all the jobs so that the candidate can look in and apply. Corporate career site. Okay. Now, what is recruitment marketing is? So advanced career site. Now, if you want to advance your career site by adding more colorful images, colorful videos, by adding more trying to interact with the candidate, by adding more information about the corporate world, what is coming up, and all those things. So if you want to communicate with your external candidates in a quite advanced way and try to attract more and more candidates, so you can build recruitment marketing. Marketing helps you to achieve more and more candidates. It's basically an advanced career site, nothing much. So technical prospects with that is, you need to be a good HTML coder. Okay, you need to be a good web designer. So if you are very good in your designing a web page and also understand certain basics of recruitment systems, yes, that's all about recruitment marketing. Not that great. It's one of the again smallest module in success practice. Okay, not a core module, what I would like to say. Compensation and variable pay, I wouldn't say this as a core module, or I wouldn't say this is also a smaller module. This is equally important. Now this is extension of your recruitment management. And one thing I would like to also mention, this is nothing to do with your payroll. Okay, so don't confuse yourself compensation with the payroll module in SAP. We have payroll in SAP, and this is nothing to do with that payroll. Now, compensation module is just your, as in simple words, it's just nothing but your extension of your performance management. So what happens after you get your performance rating? The next step after you get performance rating is your hike. Now, hike, when I say, let's say you're earning 10,000 per month as of today, and you had a performance rating, and you got the rating 5, which is good in terms of the organization. And let's say you have been given a hike with a promotion. Now, let's say your salary has been revised to 20,000. Now, this revisal of the package, that's something is associated to your compensation module. So what happens is it's again a form-based environment. Technically speaking, you have a form which gets routed between multiple people, and in the form you get the inputs from the performance management module, because it's a directly integrated module with performance management. And based on the rating, your manager will allocate with the allocated budget to him. So every manager, will get a budget allocated to them from the top management, and with the rating and with the budget, they will have to allocate the hike for each of their employees. Okay, so compensation module is more about your salary revise. So output of this module is a revised salary letter. That every financial year you'll get a revised salary letter. That's the output of compensation module. Don't confuse this with your SAP payroll. We're running the payroll that is for getting your salary for every month and all that is completely different. And we don't have a payroll in SuccessFactors. So we only have integration that you can do with SuccessFactors with SAP HCM payroll. Okay, so compensation, yes, on a high level, this is more about compensation module. And variable pay, yes, it's also extended version of your compensation, but here we speak about not the recurring salary that is paid to you. This is more about your one-time bonuses and bonuses and all those things that needs to be paid. Variable pay is nothing but sales incentives and all those stuffs that gets paid to the employees. Okay. Again, this is also associated with regards to performance-based variable pay, rating-based variable pay. Any questions as of now? If there is no question, please stop me if you have any questions. Okay. Now next is learning management systems. Now on a high level, your learning management systems, since we are going to do training in this module, so I'll tell you what. Okay, firstly, learning management system is an admin driven module. Okay, there is very less scope for a consultant in terms of learning management systems. Okay, so coming to learning management systems, you can say that less than 10% of the overall work is with a consultant from a provisioning perspective, and from 90% of the work that you do in learning management system is a super admin driven, from a super admin driven environment. Okay, now there is no coding, nothing much. You cannot say it as a coding, but it's again a functional coding only. There is very less aspects with regards to coding, and this module is an admin driven module. So you need to be functionally very strong in this module. You need to know the business processes. So you need to know the best in class learning practices followed by most of the organizations. Okay, that's the key point in to master this module. Okay, unlike Employee Central or your recruitment management systems, here things are more about from an admin perspective, not from a consultant or a configuration perspective. Okay, so on a high level with regards to the learning management system training, this is what we are going to see, how we can build all of the aspects, all of these aspects in the system. Okay, so identifying the learning needs of what is first of all learning management system. So we have freshers also part of this group, right? So what is learning management system? So every company, they hire people and they run the business. Okay, now in order for them to be successful in the business, they need to make sure that their employees are also trained, okay, on all the technologies or all the future. So they need to make sure that their employees are trained on the new technology so that they can adapt their business to the changing world. Okay, so they need to train their employees. Basically, this module speaks about how will you coordinate by arranging the trainings, how will you make sure that they achieve the required competency and the required knowledge. It can be internal or external training, or it can be a training through various tools. It can be online training. There are a lot of modes of training. So this module speaks about more about coordinating and arranging trainings for your employees. Okay, that's from a high level perspective, but process wise, most of the clients, the process that is being followed is First, you need to identify what are all the needs, what all kind of modes of training, what all trainings that is required for your organization, and then assign the training needs to the respective target audience accordingly. Okay, so if you are absorbing someone as an, let's say, success factors consultant, you need to target success factors related trainings to them. Okay, if you are absorbing someone as Oracle consultant, so you need to identify, make sure, introduce Oracle based trainings and assign those trainings to those respective consultants. So you need to assign the right trainings to right prospective employees. And then if in case cost and any money is involved, you need to capture that also in the backend, so that would be useful for you to track your project costs. Because if you are going to spend money for the trainings, that should be useful. So based on the cost, you can do the business planning accordingly. Okay, and then again, approval processes. So you can't go ahead simply and organize trainings just like that. You need to take respective approvals from respective people before even getting trained on a particular technology. And trainings can be both internal or external. So there is no hardcore rule that it's only internal trainings. It can even be an vendor-based trainings, where you don't need to go into a classroom. Vendor-based online trainings also. Okay. Finally, assessment. So every activity that you do, so they needs an assessment, because if company is going to spend money on you, so they need to first make sure that whether you are able to now efficiently handle things after the training. So before even putting you onto a project, you may be undergoing some assessments. So they will check or test your knowledge that you have gained through the training. Okay, and then finally record the attendance and provide you certificate you. So you might get certificates, course completion certificates also, which would be useful for you and which can be used as a proof saying as part of your completion. And then receive feedbacks. If you want to give some feedback to the organization, or if you want the company to give you feedback, both of these things are possible, so that for the effective improvement in the future. Okay, feedback is an important aspect of the training. Okay, this is something which happens around the financial year. This is not something which happens once in a financial year or something like that. Okay, so we'll see a lot of technical terminologies involved with regards to success factors learning management system module. Okay, but high level, this is what it is. Okay, any questions on this? Okay, so next we go into succession planning and career development on a high level. What are these modules are all about? So succession planning is all about finding your immediate successors. Okay, now in today's world, gone are those days that people used to work for a company for a longer time. Okay, but in today's world, it's not like that. People keep changing companies, and due to a lot of high potential opportunities available, so the top management is also vulnerable. They are not resisting to a particular opportunity. So people have decided to bring out a module called succession planning. So they have an immediate successor for each and every top management position, because you can't have certain positions which are key decision making roles vacant for a long time. So just to avoid those kind of scenarios, we have a module called succession planner, which is used to find out your immediate successor for any top management position, maybe CEO or CFO. They can have a top immediate successor. And how this is being technically done in the system is through the competency management model. So every role at the top management level will have a list of efficient competencies, and people will immediate successors would be the person who have the closest of the competency with the expected ratings. Okay, let's say if you are saying someone as a CEO, so they will list out all the competencies that a CEO needs to have, and they will also put an expected rating also. Now, if anyone within the organization, through effective trainings or through effective exposure, to XYZ projects, and they get the closest of that particular competencies and closest ratings with those competencies will be identified as the successor. So every position, top management position, you don't have to find out successor for low management positions. So succession planning is highly implemented only for top management positions, and you will be ready always with the immediate successor in the organization so that your business doesn't get hampered. Okay. So all these modules, succession planning, again, career development is again integrated with your learning management system. So career development planning is more about, how you as an individual, you can grow within your organization. Again, through by how would one grow? One grow by taking up a lot of trainings. So this is again a module which is driven by competency module. So career development is basically every employee within the organization will be assigned certain list of trainings, and to enhance his career goals. This is again technically how this is done. So every employee will be associated to a job code, technically speaking, and then each job code will have list of competencies, and again these competencies will be associated with certain trainings within the organization. So the manager will just see, okay, let's say I'm absorbing someone as a project manager, and the project manager, in order to be a project manager, you need to be good at sales negotiation, team handling, and all those things. Now in order to be good at sales negotiation, team handling, there are certain trainings. So you'll have to create certain trainings in learning management systems and associate with the competencies of sales handling and team management and all those things. So that automatically the manager will manually assign those trainings. So let me not use the words automatically and manually. So it's basically the manager will interrupt and assign the trainings. Okay, in order for you to become a project manager, please undergo these trainings: team handling, sales handling skills, presentation skills, and so all these will help you to build your career. So that's more about career development. Okay, and these are integrated modules with your learning management systems. Okay, workforce analytics is more about a reporting module. Okay, it's not a technical module as in such. It's more about advanced analytics. Okay, now when I say workforce analytics, is this the reporting module for all? No, every module has its own ad hoc reporting, standard ad hoc reports, which is data in, data out. So that is it. Now what do we mean by workforce analytics is, so analytical data, like if you want to do some mathematical comparisons and give you a data like how you want to place your company 10 years down the line, like based on your historical data, if you expect the system to do some computations. Let's say, for example, you did a sales every year. Let's say your sales 5 years back was 100 rupees, and 4 years back was 300 rupees, and 2 years back was 1000 rupees. Now, based on all these historical data, now if you want to place your company or achieve your goals 5 years down the line, what should be your sales? Now, if you expect the system to do all these calculations based on the historical data and arrive at a figure so that you can work towards that, that can be done by using workforce analytics. So workforce and this is also associated with your you can have some competitors data also in place, comparative competitors data, so that with the best in class standards available in the outside environment, all these things put together, it can help you to give you the perfect future predictions. Okay, and this is helpful for deriving at your short-term goals and long-term goals within the organization. Okay, so don't confuse workforce analytics with reporting. Workforce analytics is not the report that you are thinking about. So reporting, this is more about, yes, it is reports for sure, the output of it is reports, but it's more about your analytical reporting. So some mathematical computations involved, and this is helpful for planning. This is helpful for you to plan your future. Okay, Now jam is again, it's not a core module in success factors. Again, it's not one of the core modules. It's basically your social Facebook or social networking within the organization itself, internal social networking, you can say. So you can have some discussions between employees, you can post some active interesting topics, you can tweet some interesting topics. And yeah, this is more about a functional module, you can say. Not that great with regards to from a technical perspective. Any new upcoming news within the organizations can be posted. So all those things comes as part of the jam module. Okay. Onboarding is extended version of recruitment management. Now onboarding is we have onboarding 2.0. Okay. Now it's again more about like your employee central only. It's more about data collection, but we are only speaking about a data collection of a prospective employee. Okay, we are not speaking about an employee. It's a prospective employee where there is minimal data collection, and this data collection is very much minimal because there is high level of data already flowing from recruitment into onboarding. Okay, so this is like you can say you identify a candidate and you are about to hire him, but you have not yet hired him, but he is going to join your organization. So during this phase, and this phase is very less, very less. When you compare all the other modules, this is very less phase, because you cannot have a candidate as a prospective employee for 6 months or 1 year. It is hardly less than 1 month or 2 months, maximum 3 months. Okay, because people serving notice period is highly this much time. But yes, this can vary for position to position. Okay, for most of the positions it is very small time, so you don't have to worry about this module a lot. But having said, this module is more about data collection, how you uh, make documentation collections easy, and how to, and also apart from document collections, you also have how you give good experience or good feel about your company to a new journey within the organization. So it can be buddy referral program, it can be arranging some attractive meetings, it can be like directing him with the right information about the company, making sure his day one is very smooth. So people tend to leave the organizations, on the day one by getting bad impressions. So it's more about giving good impressions, like giving them a good feel that yes, they have joined the right organization and they feel that their future is secure. So that feel and confidence they will get only if your onboarding is very good. Okay, so this is very important phase from a candidate perspective, but technically this is not that great a module. Yes, this is one of the extension of the recruitment and pre-joining formalities. Okay, any questions as of now?
Madhav, what are the modules you are going to cover? I mean, are you going to cover all of them, or primarily focus on particular module?
Okay, now with regards to this training, I would be covering only learning management systems. So I just gave a basic brief introduction about all the modules, and because we had some freshers also in the group, that's why I gave the basic introduction. Now you can decide, okay? You can decide on your own, but the training is focused towards learning management systems.
Okay.
Yeah. Now what mode of training? What would be mode of training is GoToMeeting, and what the training will be focused towards is end-to-end implementation. So let's say, for example, today you are assigned as a consultant for a client in order to work on a project. So based on my experience, I take up some project and I will guide you from end to end. So where you start and where you end. So each aspects of it. So when I say each aspects of it, how do you prepare a project planning? So every project that you implement will have a project planning aspects. How do you prepare the document? So what particular stage are you in at any point of time? That document will help you to understand. and also requirement gathering workbook, how you gather requirements from the client with regards to learning management systems, how to fill a workbook, how to read a workbook, and how to convert the workbook into a system. How will you configure things in the system based on the workbook? I'll be teaching you this. And then obviously, yes, mostly practical, I'll be teaching you with regards to how you do the configurations in the system. Okay. So all these things we'll be seeing how to do these things in the system, like how you create a training in the system, how you assign a training in the system. As an end user, how you take up the training. As an admin, how do you manage the schedules, manage the online content, how do you manage the creation of exams, and how do you manage recurring training assignments. All these things we will see. And yeah, that's all about your entire training. You'll have all the documentations, you will get the recorded sessions, you will have the instance access for practice, the same instance access which I'm using. You will not get provisioning. Okay, provisioning, okay, let me tell you on a high level what is provisioning. Is nothing but the backend, or it's the place where you activate or deactivate features, and the scope of LMS with regards to provisioning is only 5%. So you don't have to worry that you don't have that access. You don't do much of things. I'll be training you. Anyways, I'll be showing you what all things that needs to be done as part of the provision. And you will get the front end or the super admin access, where you'll be able to practice everything with regards to learning management systems. And the practice system access, I can give it for 2 months for you to practice. And all necessary documentations will be given. And any guidance for certification will also be provided. But yes, it's all in your hands. I can only guide you with the possible questions, for the possible scenarios that you might get with regards to your certification exam. And I'll give you certification dumps, but don't rely on it. Okay, I would recommend you to prepare genuinely for a exam. Okay, dumps is the easiest way of clearing an exam. So if things have been easy, everyone in this world would have been a success factors consultant. You don't have to be a everyone would be certified consultant. You don't have to be, you don't have to take up this training. You don't have to know the learning, business processes. You don't have to know success factors as a technology. Okay, I'll guide you with thumbs, but don't rely on that. My suggestion would be try to learn the module in order to be successful in your beginning of your that too at the beginning of your success factors career. My recommendation would be, you might be successful. I'll tell you what, without taking training, without knowing anything in success factors, without knowing what is learning management systems, you can be a certified consultant if I give you the tips. You can spend some half an hour, learn the questions, learn the answers, and tomorrow you can write and you can become certified consultant. Not at all a problem. But people are not looking out for certified consultants in today's world, because it's been 9 years success factors has come into picture, and people know how it works, how certification works. It's good to be a certified consultant, but it's not all about it. And you don't have to worry that yes, you need to be certified. Certification is a very easy thing. Frankly speaking, I'll tell you right on the call. You don't have to be worried. Okay. Yeah. Any other questions that you have? This is all about the training which I'm going to provide. So Subbu, you there on the call? So you can coordinate with the organizer, and so if in case you are interested, you can let him know. And all your queries you can still post, even now on the call you can post. If you have any queries also, you can, even after this call, if you have any doubts, so you can cross check with Subbu. I hope you all have got the training agenda, like in depth, the topics that would be covered as part of the training. I'm not wrong. So
Madhav, first the core module needs to be certified, or directly we can go and certify any module? Is there any difference?
I'll be teaching the core modules as well. Core as well would be covered. So as I said, I'll be teaching you from the scratch. Like let's say, for example, today you have been offered to work on a project. So right from the beginning, how to raise the request for the system, how to raise access for the system, and how do you upload users. Core module is nothing but users. Okay, employee profile, the basic employee profile. I'm not going to teach you anything with regards to employee profile. I'm only going to teach you how to create users, how to provide role for roles and permissions in the system. That I will be covering. But don't expect anything like how employee profile is being built, how you do technical configurations with regards to employee profile. That I'm not going to teach.
Okay.
That is something, it's a different module altogether. Okay.
Okay.
Any other questions, guys? Okay. So thanks a lot. If there is anything, you let me know. Okay. What about data migration? Yes, data migration will be covered as part of success learning management system. We have concept of connectors, which is used for migrating the data. So I'll be teaching you both connectors and SFTP, what role they play in terms of migrating the data. Yeah. Any other questions? There is no other questions, we can drop.
Madhav, will you also train on Plateau Report Designer?
Okay, I'll do it, but not extended. I'll do one report, one basic report, how to export the tools and how to add and remove columns and all those things I'll teach. But again, very basic level. I'll not be able to help you out with regards to your specific client requirements.
Okay, and what about VLS?
Yes, VLS, again, I don't have accounts. I can show you how VLS works, but I cannot give you a real-time experience. I can help you out with high-level coding, because VLS, it's virtual learning system. You need to have a genuine Cisco WebEx accounts, and it all depends upon the active directories of the client and all those things. Unless and until you don't have proper credentials and proper accounts, I would not be able to show you the actual real-time feel and experience about it. So I will only show you how to configure things, but I'll not be able to show you the real-time experience.
Okay, but you'll show us all the configurations that needs to be done to activate VLS in the system.
Yes, but I cannot show you the output. So by doing this,
okay,
the output I cannot show you because I don't have valid credentials, accounts.
Yeah, we need that integration with a service provider, Adobe or somebody. Yeah.
You need to have a genuine account. Yeah. So until
Right.
you don't have accounts, you cannot. I cannot show you. I cannot launch an online meeting. I cannot launch a. So what we are doing is VLS actually. So this I cannot do. I would not be able to do this. Yes.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
I'll show you the configurations, but that's very easy. I'll give you the documentations also. All you need is an account. That's it.
Okay, sure.
Any other questions, guys? If there is no questions, let's call it off. Okay. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye.